Songbird. We haven't gotten very far with it. So
that's fine. That's all right.
Did you see what Sam Amick wrote after Game 1? We know that Game 2 last night, OKC, of course, even up the series. But Sam Amick, who, of course, has been covering the Kings forever, followed up a little bit on the trade, of course, the trade of Halliburton for Sabonis. And he has a quote here from GM Chris Buchanan of the Pacers. Mm-hmm. And I also have Kevin Pritchard, who's the architect of the team as well. He said, we didn't really have a guy like a young player that you could really build around. Now, Domas was a terrific player and a very productive player, but we felt like in today's modern NBA, it's hard to build around a center unless you've got like a Jokic, an MVP caliber center. So we tried to target some young guards, playmaking guards around the league that we thought maybe fit the bill. They're very hard to acquire. Obviously, we felt like Tyrese with how we wanted to play. We wanted to build a team in the modern NBA, so on and so on and so on. So I think if that's true, the Kings love having Domas here, but the idea that now that, Fox is gone, so you build around Domas, I don't think it's a viable option. I don't think he's that kind of player, no matter how good he is.
Well, I'll say this.
You can't build around him, Jay.
I think there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek action right there because you don't have Domas anymore.
Yeah.
Meaning the Pacers don't have Domas anymore. So why would you try and make
I see. A little sandbag in
there. Yeah. So I think that's part of it for me. The other part about it is if that's the case, unless it's Jokic, then where's the conversation a year and a half ago about Embiid?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the conversation of guys like that? And Giannis isn't a center, but he's a big guy. Where's the Wemby conversation? Why is no one questioning that you can build around Wemby? I mean, now he did say Jokic, and what was the following sentence after that? Did he say Jokic and guys like that, or what was it?
He said, unless you've got like a Jokic, an MVP caliber center.
Okay, so I guess Embiid is an MVP caliber center because he was the MVP.
Yeah,
is Wemby a MVP caliber center yet?
Everyone expects him to be, but no, he's not yet.
Yeah. How many MVP caliber centers are there?
There's not a lot.
3 and under?
Yeah.
5 and under?
Yeah. Probably not even 5.
Not even 5.
I mean, if we're being honest, Wemby could become that. But that's where the game has changed. That's how the game is more guard-oriented. Look at the 2 best players in the finals right now, point guards.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not saying Domas is terrible. You can't win with him.
No.
I'm just saying if we're going to entertain the notion of, now that, and I think even the Ringer says, they should build around Domas now. I don't think that's a viable option in today's NBA.
Well, if he's your centerpiece, no. But I think if he's your second or third, secondary or your third tier guy, then you are building around him. Again, I say this, I ask again. Zubac isn't their number 1 piece.
No.
He's probably their 3rd piece at this point.
At least, yeah, right? Yeah. Okay.
They're close.
Right.
They're right there.
Right.
Wemby's not their piece, and I know they didn't make the playoffs, but people expect them moving forward to make the playoffs.
You're right, but I think the difference is the Kings are kind of looking for that guy now. The Clippers have their guy. They're Kawhi or Harden, whatever, whereas the Kings still need that guy. And so it's time to look around. Is he the guy? I don't think in today's NBA, Domas can be that guy that you build around. That doesn't mean he doesn't help you a great deal, but this idea that, build everything around Domas now, I don't think you can in today's NBA.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm not sure Denver. It sounds crazy because Jokic is probably the only center, and I think before this past year, Embiid, I think if you would have this conversation, people would say Embiid was someone that Philadelphia has definitely built around, obviously being their guy, Maxey, Paul George. They've always tried to fit people around Joel Embiid. I truly think those are probably the only 2 centers that people have tried to build around within the last, handful of years, going back maybe 5, 6, 7 years. Wemby's probably up next. I'm not sure the Kings are literally trying to build around Domas as far as that's their main star. As you said, they're looking for their top tier guy. They're number 1. They're Ant Edwards. They're Ty Halliburton. Like you said, they're James Harden or Kawhi Leonard or whoever they may be down with the Clippers. I think he can be someone that you build around second or third type star.
Yeah. Now, as far as the Spurs go, there's going to be a lot of talk now. I think increasing talk that the Spurs are going to get KD. I don't know if they are or not. It wouldn't stun me, but I think one reason there's going to be increased feeling along those lines is because Bill Simmons just said, and he was just spitballing. I don't think he knows anything. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if they already have a deal in place and they just haven't announced it yet.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna let that podcast.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I think a lot of people, the type of people that post their little watch for this, and this is what I hear, they may hear that and go, ooh, that could be, so I better make it sound like I know that something's up. That's the
sources are telling
yes,
them.
Yes.
Yeah, because Bill Simmons said it. Yeah, well, first of all, listen, I'm not here to demean or disrespect anybody's show or podcast or anything else. I'm just not the biggest fan of the Bill Simmons podcast. Am I saying he doesn't have sources connected? We all do. Yeah. Absolutely. Right. But I get what you're saying. I definitely believe if he is saying that, we might start to see a couple more whispers.
That's what I'm saying.
Over the next couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah. KD's probably already going to San Antonio because people will probably look at it and say, well, if Bill is saying that, he might know something.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right, Mr. Gleason.
When